So Blue Protocol got also nerfed. The release is not going to be happening for a while longer. Here we go.
Players are pissed. Blue Protocol players are pissed. Not even...
I played the... I'm not mad. Like, I would rather Amazon take longer to make Blue Protocol good than wait and then make, like, let Blue Protocol have the same problems that Lost Ark has. Like, I think always, every single time a game gets delayed, I'm happy. It's disappointing because, like, I want the game to come out, I want to play it, but I think any time that a game gets delayed, that's fine.
Pissed. They are absolutely, unequivocally livid. For those of you unaware, the final Japanese Blue Protocol live stream was held. In that live stream, they confirmed Blue Protocol would be releasing on June 14th, 2023. So imagine seeing this. Imagine during the live stream, players are presented with an actual, official, concrete, confirmed release date.
I think that's bullshit. I don't think that's true because this release date was Blue Protocol. This is a fucking Japanese company, and they are releasing it somewhere around this time for Japanese players. Yeah, this is I'm talking about like the global release isn't until 2024. The Japanese release is still happening.
On the 14th of June, players are going to be able to log into the game and play it. It is in a 100% fully incomplete form. Players over on the Blue Protocol subreddit were ecstatic. Hopefully global release would be soon too. Q4 2023 at best, Q1 2024 more realistically. But unfortunately, all hope for a 2023 was absolutely squashed, destroyed, after it was confirmed that Blue Protocol, published by Amazon Game Studios, was somehow, for whatever reason, delayed. The Western version launch date changed. Amazon Games is now changing the official global release date from 2023 to 2024. The PC closed beta test, however, is going to be held at some point in 2023. This is pretty big news, very disappointing news, as Amazon had confirmed that Blue Protocol...
I don't think it's that big of a deal, personally. Like, I'm not upset about this at all. It's just that, like, I think the reason why also is that they're releasing Throne and Liberty this year. So, yeah, big surprise. They're not going to go and release 2 MMOs inside of, like, a 4-month period of each other. Like, there it is.
Call was still pretty much on schedule to release within 2023, that there were not going to be any delays, that they were not encountering any issues.
And by the way, like, the Blue Protocol developers never said at any time that the global release was going to be in 2023. This was a Japanese live stream to a Japanese audience. There was never a statement that it was going to be in 2023. People hoped for this, they expected it, and now that it's not happening, they're shitting on Amazon for something that was never promised.
I said earlier this year, when the final Japanese network test was delayed by roughly 2 months, that this was going to negatively impact the release date globally. Players thought there's no way it's going to affect the global release date because Amazon, they have been localizing the game over a period of time, and that the issue that the Japanese version encountered was something minor that Japan was going to remedy and send the fixed version over to Amazon and apply. That would take...
probably another reason why they want to delay the release is so they can reevaluate how the monetization structure is received by the West. So, like, for example, there are a lot of changes that were made to Lost Ark's monetization versus here and in Korea. So they might be wanting to, like, effectively have Japan beta test what the systems are and how the community reacts to the systems. Because, like, obviously a Japanese audience is going to have different values than a Western audience, but the Western audience is going to see what's in the Japanese version, right? Like, all the community is going to see what that is. And I think in the process of that, they will have an opinion of it. Too many big games being released in June. They probably just called it out so they don't get overshadowed by other big games, I'm guessing. Yeah, well, anything... again, this is the Western launch version. Like, I cannot express this enough. The 2023 date was announced on a live stream that was in Japanese at 5 in the morning for the Japanese audience and Japanese beta testers. Never in that announcement, in any of their statements, did they ever say that there would be a global release in 2023. They never said that. And neither did Amazon. Madge, but, yeah, true. Blue Protocol is not an MMO. It functions like an MMO.
Maybe a few hours, maybe a few days, but that delay was not large enough to impact the overall release.
Why are people mad?
That was slated for 2023. Evidence.
People are mad because they have a bad reaction to Amazon games. These are people that probably played New World and/or Lost Ark, and they're unhappy with those games. So they assume that Amazon picking up this new game is now going to hurt this game as well.
To the contrary. Or, you know what? Maybe their release of Throne and Liberty, which has also been pushed back a few months, is the sole reason for the delay, because maybe Amazon don't want to release two different MMOs that are going to compete with one another.
He's right. He's totally right. And that's a smart thing for Amazon to do. If I was Amazon, I would make this decision. No one wants to play a solved game at launch. You'll be chasing Japanese meta and playing optimally. You'd be doing that anyway. Like, yeah, I know what you're saying, but there was never a universe where we were going to get this game on release at the same time Japan would. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. Like, this was never a possibility at all.
Potentially destroy any kind
Why
of...
not? Because it didn't have a publisher at the time, and why would they do that? Why would they withhold... Like, think about how much localization that they need to do, right? They need to get servers for it. They need to have voice actors for it. They need to have the translators for it. They need to have everything else set up. They need to have people beta test and play through it to make sure that everything works properly. There's so many things that they have to do in order to make it ready to ship in another region. Like any game, yeah, sure. And it takes time for those games too. Blue Protocol... has to do that, and Amazon already made this mistake with Lost Ark, so they're not going to do it again.
Potential long-term success, and that makes sense because I've always been of the opinion that it's really dumb to license and then publish two MMOs within just a couple months of one another.
Before we go any further,
weird.
I just want to take a moment here to thank all of our incredible patrons. You guys allow me to continue to play games like this for a living, and I can never truly repay that kindness. Also, if you're interested, I stream over on Twitch every single weekend. You should totally come on over and join me.
How do you justify a 6-month plus delay for a game that will be ready by half of June? Seriously, Amazon? And significantly more than 6 months at that. They said only 2024 and not even the first quarter of 2024, which means
I hate to do this, but I'm actually, as I said, I'm going to defend Amazon games. I think they're making the right call to delay the game. I think that they are absolutely making the right call. At the end of the video, I'll explain why I think that.
Theoretically, it could also come out
like, I'll explain all
Christmas
the reasons.
2024. That is true. Holy shit. I didn't even think of that. They didn't give an exact release date, just 2024. That could fucking be at the end of the year. We could be waiting another year or another year and a half to successfully get the game. Amazon's censoring stocks just went up. This legit killed my hype. Waiting 6+ months is insane while people can already play it in their native language. I mean, Asian games typically release in their...
I mean, nobody had that problem with Lost Ark. Like, what the fuck? Like, Lost Ark was out for years.
Respective Asian countries anyway, so this is pretty much normal.
I'm not saying that it would...
I do agree. Potentially having to wait 6 months...
It would be nice if it was out at the beginning. Lost Ark was here too. But, like, what I'm saying is, like... I don't think it was a big deal. Like, I was just excited for it whenever it would come out.
12 months, 18 months is absurd, given, in theory, we were only going to be a few months behind the Japanese release initially. Bro, even the closed beta isn't determined. Yeah, just at some point in 2023. If all goes according to plan. I knew it. Amazon doesn't want to release Throne and Liberty and Blue Protocol at the same time. That's actually...
Which is smart. Like, as an MMO fan, that's the right decision, and that's what I want. As a Blue Protocol fan, I'm mad. And I totally understand that, right? I mean, if you're a fan of Blue Protocol and you really like Blue Protocol, guess what? You're probably upset about this because you don't give a fuck about Throne and Liberty. You just want to play Blue Protocol. But in the larger ecosystem that Blue Protocol exists in, this is the best decision for the game.
My thought process behind this, but at the same time, Throne and Liberty looks like it's going to be a massive bomb after seeing the gameplay, after seeing the autoplay and the reception from Korean players. Well, that's my hype gone. But it's like Lost Ark, where there's no catch-up mechanics to get us to JP progress decently, and maybe a ton of JP exclusive events and collabs, etc., like in PSO2. Ugh, hype gone. Tower of Fantasy has been miserable being behind with a crazy catch-up speed rush, slow down right before catching up and rebalancing random things for global. Remember, save all your chips and currency because X is coming in a few months. Save forever. Never enjoy the Dude, that's
I mean, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, does this sound stupid to you guys? Like, I feel like this sounds so dumb. Number one, Tower of Fantasy is massively mismanaged. And more importantly, it's not managed by Amazon. So, like, what the fuck does this have to do with it at all?
Bit of an overreaction. Thanks, I hate it. I was getting worried since we had zero communication on the Western Front. Yeah, no updates or communication since December 2022. 3+ years of following this. I'm just gonna play in Japanese. I feel like at the end of the day, this is pretty much par for the course. Amazon continue to announce dates and then are incapable of sticking to said dates. Very disappointing, but at the same time, what on earth has given you the impression that Amazon are capable in any capacity of successfully publishing a game? Because they're not. They're fairly incompetent. Blue Protocol, it'll eventually come out. It will. It's gonna come out theoretically in 2024 at some point. There are a lot of us that are gonna play on the Japanese servers, at least initially, and they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot here by delaying it for potentially 6 months to a year and a half. And I know it's an overreaction to think, you know, rip Blue Protocol, but at the same time, a delay of this magnitude is definitely going to have a very significant impact on the overall success of the game, because the longer it's delayed, the longer it takes for us to play it, the less people are going to be interested in it. Now, I'm still excited, I'm still going to play it, but man, this kind of sucks to wake up to in the morning. Now, if Blue Protocol isn't your kind of game, absolutely no problem. I got you covered with 2 different videos on screen right now that might be of more interest to you. Go check them out.
I just, like... Okay, let me look at this and see for myself. Because, like, I want to look and see where Amazon Games said they would release it in 2023. Because I certainly don't fucking remember that. But there is a chance I could be wrong. And I just read an article, and it says, in this article, it says that this is AmazonGames.com. This is their own website. And it says Amazon Games and Bandai Namco Online bring Blue Protocol to the West in 2023. In New Zealand, it will be free to play, will launch on PC, Xbox in the second half of 2023 with a closed beta on PC earlier this year. So, okay, second half of 2023? Well, yeah, but the second half of 2023 is not 2024. So, yeah, I think actually, no, there is... Yeah, no, they did say that they would release it in 2023 then. That's what I didn't know of. Announcement trailer, okay. And so what does it say here? Coming 2023. Yeah, I mean, actually, yeah. Straight up, they did say they were going to release it in 2023, and now it's not happening. Okay. Yeah, I certainly didn't remember that. Because I remember the developers never said that, but I guess Amazon did. Yeah, so they did fuck up. They did say it. So it says release date adjustment in Japanese. Yeah, no, I just didn't remember that. Apparently I was wrong, and they did actually say it would come out in 2023. Amazon? Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, like, with Lost Ark, they delayed Lost Ark 2. And the reason why Lost Ark got delayed is because they said that the game wasn't up to standard for the Western release. And I think that one of the worst things about Lost Ark is, like, the voice acting was fucking garbage. It was so bad, and a lot of the quest text and stuff like that, like, it was either incoherent or stupid or weird or like the voice acting was so bad it actively made the story worse. Like, it's very hard to do that, but Lost Ark managed to make that happen. You know, like calling Vicus him in Gate 3, and that's still in the game today. It's a joke. So, like, I mean, Amazon did delay, and that still happened. So it's not like a delay fills me with a lot of confidence. But at the end of the day, I think that realistically, I don't really care that much about this, even though I can absolutely see this being hugely disappointing for, like, Blue Protocol fans and people that are just excited for Blue Protocol. Because, like, for me, I play a lot of other MMOs, so it's not a big deal that, like, this game isn't super, you know, is not coming out immediately. But if I only was playing and excited for this game, I would be very upset. Adjusted improved monetization. What's this, for Lost Ark compared to the Korean version? Yeah, sure. If it's not ready, it's not ready. We have plenty of games to be excited for. Yeah, exactly. And also, like, I don't think that this is a... Like, Amazon didn't meet their release date, but I don't think that Amazon being involved... I don't think you can prove that they made the release date take longer. Because the original developers never said when it was going to be released globally. They only said that it would be released in 2023 for Japanese audiences. They never made a statement about it being released globally. As far as I know, if somebody knows something that I don't, please correct me. But whenever I remember watching everything, this was a Japanese announcement at 5 in the morning in Japanese. All the text was Japanese. This was not for Western audiences. So, it gets delayed. It is what it is. I think Amazon was just stupid for announcing it would come out in 2023 to begin with. I think the only announcement is what you see there on the Amazon website. Yeah. New World released prematurely and it destroyed the reputation of the game. Maybe AGS is just learning from their mistakes. Yeah, that's definitely true. But New World would have need to been in the oven cooking for about another year for it to be ready, you know? So I'm not really that surprised. It did say coming to the West. Oh, it definitely did. But it didn't have a date of when it was coming to the West. They did say that it would be released, but they didn't give a time frame on when that would happen. Hasn't this game been delayed multiple times already? Well, the game, how's it a surprise they delayed again? The game is not being delayed. The localization of the game for Western audiences is being delayed. The game itself is still coming out in 2023, as far as I know. Is an AGS a bit stretched with so many games being published? I don't know. I mean, like, I could try to hit up somebody at Amazon and see if they'll give me any information to, like, tell people. But I don't think they will. I'll try. You can watch the Gotcha Guy video? Maybe. I've got other things that I want to look at, too. There's a lot of things that I have to look at. The game will be solved just like Lost Ark. Everyone will watch guides instead of exploring the game. That was already going to happen, in the same way that in New World, the game was already solved whenever it came out. The reason why every game comes out and it's solved is because people play the game 18 hours a day, and you play it 3 hours a day, or 5 hours a day. So multiply 18 by 10 and 5 by 10. It's 50 versus 180. Like, they're done with the game 3 times over, and you're still in the first half of it. That's just the truth. Like, that's the way these things go. And the process is that, like, by the time that you get there, like, maybe, like, a few days after the game, everything is going to be solved. Like, people knew Rivers of Blood was the best weapon in Elden Ring in, like, 2 days. It's not like this was some kind of, like, magic fucking thing that nobody could figure out. People figured that out instantly.